Today I want to discuss with you some issues that the wars begin in the minds of men, a philosopher said. And one grave problem Sri Lanka has is that 25% of households are run and managed by mothers. And then father is either not there, deserted, or gone abroad for work or whatever. What then happens is the girl child begins to look up to the mother and she makes herself strong for life because she has to manage somehow. Then the boy child is also now managed by mom and he thinks mom makes it safe. So when time comes, the boy child thinks older sister is more safe, so they look for upcasts, for relationships, and that can turn quite not nice, obviously, isn't it? So we need to have a solution for this. And the girl child also begins to think that she's able, better find a fellow who is manageable. So she also looks for someone younger and meek, mild, amenable, which would not make a good union. So these issues are there. And in Sri Lanka, marriage rate has come down by 5.5% over the last year, and births have drastically reduced. So we are in a dwindling population situation. Then I want to address the issue of wars begin in the minds of men. So there are wars man makes against man, like in South Africa, apartheid, the racial prejudice, discrimination. It became, what the white government became, a war against God. Then the oppressed feel God is not there at all for them, and the oppressor wins the war. So always there's a situation of the oppressed and the oppressor, victim and the victimizer. And this comes to a head-on clash when man makes war against God and believes in Darwin's evolution, survival of the fittest and struggle for existence, without knowing that Charles Darwin didn't have an iota of scientific knowledge. He trained for the Anglican ministry and he became disappointed. At least 5 of his children died in very young. So he was a very disappointed man, and he threw out ideas. On his deathbed he said, when I was younger I threw out ideas and they caught on like wildfire. And in his time, the scientist Gregor Mendel discovered the laws of heredity, clearly proved that acquired characteristics can't become hereditary. So there cannot be responses to the environment that is carried on in genes. That doesn't happen. And all mutations are retrogressive. That means mutations do not produce progressive characters in organs. That will not happen. So Darwin did not know his science, but the whole world believed after Darwin's theory. Why? Hitler put it to great use, and he said the survival of the fittest is very true, and only the Aryan race is fit to survive, and he began the Second World War. And he put to death millions of people, and particularly the Jews. So few examples when men begin wars with each other, they are actually beginning war with God. And at present, since so we know in 1917, Lenin took power with the Bolshevik Revolution, and he massacred all the land-owning farmers who knew agriculture, nearly 1 million or more. Russia became overnight poor, a country that had quite a lot of agricultural resource, and they took a while to come back. Then Stalin came and he was worse. He wanted to kill Trotsky, the other person of the revolutionary thinking. Trotsky had to flee and hide himself. This is what happens when men decide on war. And in the French Revolution, 1789, the intellectuals of the time planned a just society, and they said church is the problem. In fact, at that time the church was also oppressive, siding with an oppressive king. So they put to death many people, and then the violent people like Robespierre told Dante, now enough of your philosophy, we must get on in life, and we take over the revolution. And he put to death Dante. And Dante, while his head on the guillotine, he said, you will be here very soon. And that's what happened, because more violent fellows took over the revolution. And Robespierre was guillotined. Because once a revolution begins, the revolution says more blood for revolution to be sharp and at cutting edge. But thank God, the Savior came. God came in human form, and when He died, He shed His own blood and not anybody else's blood. And He paid the penalty for sin. And that's the Christian belief. And how can we know it? If you have a need, you can say, Good Shepherd, please help me. Give me a solution. Give me an understanding. And a voice will speak to you, because we are told if we ask anything in His name, we will hear a solution. And we are promised, my sheep hear my voice. Today is the day for change. What's my topic? Men begins war against God, and it has drastic consequences on man. Man begins war against man, and then it becomes a war against God. So the world's consumerist revolution, the communist revolution did that. Then the capitalist revolution took great hold by 1965, 1907. People began to think money is everything. Capital owners can do as they please. That's the basis of capitalism, and labor means nothing. And then there was a consumerist extravaganza. So at present, world's largest turnover is for armament. Secondly, for motor industry. Thirdly, for fashion and entertainment industry. You will realize that other than some motor equipment, that man does not need the other things. So the fashion and entertainment industry is big business, and in it is included the sex industry. Then comes the perfumes and that kind of thing, big industry. Then comes the pharmaceuticals, big industry. And they are sold for such high prices compared to the cost of production, and so many unnecessary pharmaceuticals get prescribed because medical officers, doctors become servants of a profit-earning industry and on the basis of profit sharing. The same goes for shots. When doctors give shots, the commissions that they get. And the debacle of 2019, the S-protein and the shot clots that are spreading all over the world. So little snapshot of why science is not God. And God grievously looked upon this when man said, we pronounce you out of bounds. In schools, in science, in marriage, you are out of bounds. Now when humans are trying to do gender their way, then we know it will create another destruction. And children will be at prey. Children will be the prey in such an enterprise. So we appeal, and today I appeal. I am Dr. Lalith Mendis, Director of Colombo Empathic Learning Center. My last official post was as Head of Department of Pharmacology in the State Medical Faculty. If you want any more lectures, notes or clips on screen brain balance for your children and for yourself, or if you want to any clip on spirituality, reason and science, please send a WhatsApp to +94 74 211 5011. If you like to have a cost-free consultation for your child's digital problem, or for you for some issue, you think you could come and make a consult. There's a cost-free consultation available. Please give a telephone call to 077 151 2801. If you want to be in a friends group to check on these issues, please do come 7 p.m. every Friday, 374 Colombo Empathic Learning Center, Brookside, 374 Leslie Ranagala Mawatha, Colombo 8. Thank you for listening. I am Dr. Lalith Mendis. Till we meet again in another broadcast.